I have a Honda Accord here. This one I'm going to be getting pretty deep into. It got hit good here in this right rear corner. Destroyed this inner piece that runs inside of the quarter panel right here. And it's going to get a new floor extension, new taillight pocket, new rear body panel, and new quarter panel, which I have the parts laid out here. My quarter panel, rear body panel, taillight pocket. This is the inner piece that runs inside of there, and that's my floor extension. But before I cut this apart, I'm going to go ahead and pull all this damage roughly out, pull everything out, then I will start cutting it. So I am still waiting on our glass company to come and cut this back glass out. They're supposed to be here in a little bit, but they're not here yet. So, and this quarter panel goes underneath the glass, obviously. So I'm just gonna rip this right across here just to get this bottom chunk out of the way. And then once they get this glass cut out, I'll trim that back the rest of the way. So I have this inside quarter panel brace that goes just like this. And the problem is it goes underneath this roof right on the edge here, and so does the quarter panel. So I am going to try drilling out these few welds and see if I can just peel that up a little bit. And then I will slip this piece in there, and then I'll slip the quarter panel in there as well. I think it'll work out just fine. Alright, I am going to see if I can slip this inner piece in here. Underneath, I have the edge of the roof rolled up right there, where it goes underneath the roof molding. Just like that. So I got this inner brace sitting in here, ready to weld. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to get all of it welded in. I won't do the spot welds right here and right here, because when I put the quarter panel on, I'll spot weld all 3 layers at the same time. But I'm going to do all my MIG welding and everything that I can't get to once the quarter panel's on. So I'm going to get this guy welded in, then I'll start fitting up the quarter panel and rear body panel. Well, that upper rail is all welded in now. I'm going to go ahead and weld this floor extension in, get all of that welded in as well. It's just easier to get to all these welds without the rear body panel and everything on. So I'm going to get that welded in, then I will start fitting up my quarter panel and the rear body panel. So before I put this quarter panel on, I'm going to spray some cavity wax in the areas that are tight to get to. Helps prevent it from rusting. I have a wand that I could fish up in here that sprays in a 360 pattern in every direction, but since I could get to a lot of this right now, as long as it's not going to drip out where it affects my next step, I'm going to spray this stuff in there, and then I'll also hit it when it's all finished too. Well, I have this one all fit together. My rear body panel, everything shuts and seals properly. My gaps look good on the back. Then down the side, my quarter panel lines up good with the tail light, as well as my rear door gap. So this thing's ready to weld together. So I have to reproduce the sound deadening pad that's on this old floor section on here. And the way I'm going to do this on this one is I'm going to take this heavy bodied seam sealer, which is kind of a thicker seam sealer, and then I have this spreader. I cut these notches in. I'm going to lay the seam sealer out, and then I'll use this spreader and I'll spread it, and that'll give me that same type of look. You gotta be fairly generous with this stuff in order to get the build that you want. And this particular seam sealer is not made to go over bare metal, so I made sure all of my bare metal was covered first, because I use the bare metal seam sealer to seal my seams, and I covered any bare metal in here. So Alright, I about have this one, the metalwork finished up on it. It gets a little bit of fill work down there and right up here, but I'm going to send this one over to Eric to finish up the fill work and get it in primer, and I'm going to dive into my next one.